In this daily drop, we're going to talk about some of OWC or Otherworld Computing's solutions. So let's go. What I want to do today is talk to you a little bit about OWC. Now, I have a long history with the company and have used their products for many, many years. And they reached out to me and said that they had a launch coming up on the 12th of October for these Atlas Ultra cards. And I said, okay, let's check them out. And that's what they did. They sent them over to me. So some of this stuff is stuff that I have experience with and I have used on my own projects. Some of this stuff is new that I'm starting to use, but I have been using, for instance, these Thunder Bay raids for years from OWC. In fact, they have been the workhorses in terms of the editors that work under me for a particular client for tons and tons of content that we produced. And earlier this year in February, I went to Florida. I bought another brand's SSDs, portable SSDs, and it was a nightmare. They were Alexas. We were shooting in ProRes, so nothing crazy. And the drives throttled like crazy. So we're fine in the beginning, and then things got ugly, and we wasted hours on the production. So what happened was, on the next production, I picked up these, which are the Envoy Pros, the 2 terabyte versions, and bought multiples of those drives, and not a single problem whatsoever. No issues in terms of throttling, no differences in terms of data rate, in terms of transfer. So it just sort of solidified my faith and also good experiences using OWC stuff. Just recently, with the iPhone 15 Pro, I've been doing tests with that same Envoy Pro drive going into the camera using Blackmagic's camera app, and no problems whatsoever using ProRes and the little drive. It's great. So that's fantastic. And then over here, we have the Envoy Pro FX. This is a drive that goes up to 4 terabytes. The max is out at 2 terabytes. And this thing right here, for me, this is what I would consider an editor's drive. So I'm going to start using these now for the daily drop for archiving and also editing on the road. And you can see here, this is what the drive looks like. It's got some heft to it, well built, and it works in both Thunderbolt and also USB-C. All right, now on to these ridiculous cards. This is a 1 terabyte. This is a 2 terabyte. They do have smaller capacities as well, but in my opinion, because these cards are really designed for higher-end mirrorless cameras and digital cinema cameras like a Red Raptor, these should be more than adequate for the new Sony Burano when it comes out. I would say the 1 and the 2 terabytes makes the most sense. So this 1 terabyte card here and the 2 terabyte, incredibly fast. 3,650 megabytes per second read speeds. We've got 3,000 megabytes write speeds. And most importantly, on both of the cards, a minimum sustained rate of 1,500 megabytes, which means no problem at all when you're using these with high-end digital cinema cameras that are using CFexpress Type B cards. So that's what those are for. This right here is the Atlas FXR reader, and this is really designed to match well with these Atlas Ultra cards. Speeds are fast. Thunderbolt 4. So this thing is Thunderbolt 4 or USB-C. I think you're looking at somewhere in the neighborhood of about 1,300 megabytes per second in Thunderbolt 4, so up to that, and then about 900 megabytes per second in USB-C. So pretty ridiculous, but you need that. And when you're on location, you're on set, and let's say you're doing offloads over lunchtime and then you want to do it end of day, everybody wants to get home. At the end of a 10 or 12-hour day, you need to back up. You're going to obviously have to have reliable media. I always say, I should have started the episode with this. This is where all the money is. You know, we talk about pre-production and production. All of the money lives on these cards and these drives, so they better be reliable. Now, there's a whole other thing that I'm going to link to that OWC is doing. They have free software which really checks the health and also sanitizes your cards, which is important, they say, for flash media. It's not something I've used yet, but I will put links to it, and also to the cards themselves so you can see what they're compatible with. You can check out the data rates, the minimum sustained data rates, all the good stuff that we need. Don't forget to, and I'll see you on the next episode of The Daily Drop.